if you could go back, would you? VRChat has changed. Kids, the Quest versus PC divide, the EAC update. It was so much simpler back then. Don't you wish you could go back? Luckily, you can. Welcome to Chill Out VR. Or is this VRChat? Okay, no, this is Chill Out, a competitor to VRChat whose name might ring a bell for some of you. If you were around during the EAC riots, Chill Out was looking to be the next step for the VRChat community. More on that in a bit. Both are free, share many of the same worlds, same avatars, and even the same engine. They're so similar that I doubt you can tell which one you're looking at right now. While it shares a lot of similarities, there are some standout things that make Chill Out completely unique to VRChat. Remember how we used to use mods to fly around and get to our friends faster, or search for avatars? Well, those are built-in features of Chill Out VR. Or the coolest feature, the prop system. Fully functional cars, Minecraft creative mode, or IEDs capable of mass destruction. It presents some really cool opportunities. Chill Out is a vibe. There's only one problem. It's dead. Like, dead. Kind of. Let me explain that. Compared to VRChat, Chill Out has no player base. On any given day, VRChat will have over 45,000 people clock in between PC and Quest, while Chill Out will have about 80 on a good day. And I don't mean 80,000, poor little guy. For a game like VRChat or Chill Out, player count is arguably one of the most important things. If there's nobody to talk to, a social VR game just isn't. But that tiny number is hiding something truly special. I spent some time in Chill Out, doing my best to understand why people spend time here rather than on VRChat, where there is arguably much more to see. One of the most common things I heard was issues with the VRChat dev team, the EAC update, their painfully slow attempts at fixing bugs, and the cooking time bomb that has been waiting to blow for years now. It's time to talk about the elephant in the room. Kids are a problem. Their presence poses a real risk to VRChat. It's something that at best results in a bad reputation and at worst, a lawsuit from investors or parents. While VRChat is cooking up a solution to the kid problem as we speak, I can't say too much more about that. Chill Out already has a nice, neat method of keeping the problem at bay. Their solution is remarkably simple, all while allowing NSFW content. They don't actually keep the children out at all. Kids can be really wholesome and create a whole new dynamic to social situations, like this one who gave us a 30-minute rundown of FNAF lore. So Chill Out allows NSFW content and children on the same platform. Seems kind of dangerous, right? Here's where Chill Out does something unexpected but absolutely brilliant. To download Chill Out, you only have to be the minimum age of 13. But to see any NSFW content, you have to download a DLC that requires you to say you are 18 or older. And of course, NSFW content is only allowed in private instances. It isn't perfect. Kids can still lie about their age to get around it, but it shifts blame from the company onto the shoulders of the kids who lied their way in. The biggest benefit to this is that their player base doesn't have to live in fear of their avatar or entire account being banned overnight. VRChat is in a weird gray area, where NSFW content is prohibited by terms of service, but they don't enforce it unless there are reports. The entire enforcement system is built on a shaky foundation that will eventually collapse when investors or the media hold them accountable for the content accessible to children on their platform. Something that we've already seen the start of. I don't mean to be the doomsday guy, but eventually something has to give. It's not all rainbows and lollipops in Chill Out VR though. For one, the player base is absolutely tiny, the performance is very bad even compared to VRChat, the worlds and avatars seem to be abandoned by most creators, so the same worlds on VRChat are completely different and the menus suck. But that's fine. That's what VRChat was years ago. Going into Chill Out gives me, well, chills. I got this incredible feeling of nostalgia when I logged in. It reminds me of a time when VRChat was much smaller, and everyone felt like they were part of a community rather than a corporate experiment. The relatively few people who play Chill Out are incredibly passionate. Remember that cool prop system? There's a newspaper run by the community that's updated incredibly often. You can spawn a stand full of them and enjoy the most recent community news with your friends. No Quest support? Well, that's what's next on the developer's agenda. In fact, if you go into any of the open instances right now, there's a good chance you're going to be able to talk directly with one of them. They update the community constantly with how things are going behind the scenes, which if you know anything about the VRChat dev team, their communication can be a little slow, to put it lightly. Chill Out is also chock full of events. Almost every day of the week, there is something fun going on that gets a nice group of people. It's impossible not to compare the two. Same engine, same premise, blah 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 blah. It's also impossible to tell you which one is quantifiably better. VRChat has things that make it better, like the sheer amount of players and content available, while Chill Out has a diverse set of features that we will never again see in VRChat. If you're a VR enthusiast or just a VRChat player who's getting a little bored, give Chill Out a try. It's free, and as always, Please be careful. Thank you to Hikari and Corporal Canada for joining the channel on Patreon.
And thank you to the rest of my patrons for helping me put together the most brutal boxing tournament in VRChat history. Bored in VRChat? Tired of mirror dwelling? We invite you to duke it out. Professionally announced by a surprisingly cool Canadian.
That's right, boy.
Get in the ring with your least favorite person and bash their brains in. Compete for glory against your fellow weeaboos. Join Boner Gang for the inaugural Boneless VRChat boxing tournament using the link down below. I'll see you in the ring.